Hey, so this is a message about people who were either in like the Catholic Church for like 20, 30, 40, 15 years, or they were in the regular church for, similar amount of time, or they were caught up in the New Age, or they were a Calvinist, or all this stuff. And then they realize those deceptions and they've come out of it, but they feel like because they discovered this deception, that they're basically like super sleuth detectives who can like sniff out any heresy or any sort of deception or something like that, basically. And so they give themselves like basically like authority on not just the one area that they finally figured out, but on basically all areas. So, and then a lot of these guys I actually like for what they are good at, right? So, Soteriology 101 for Calvinism. I forget the bald guy's name, but he does a good job of debunking Catholic doctrine. And um, there's a couple people who are really good with the New Age and all that stuff. And then there's people who understand like how you have to actually keep God's commandments, God's law, meaning the Old Testament, Levitical law, the law of Moses, all the things, dietary laws, the Sabbath. Um, Really quickly, like, yeah, you can't execute people because you don't have a government. Um, Also, Jesus was the last sacrifice. So that was actually an actual fulfillment, right? Not a doing away, because the blood of goats just was a cover, but Jesus' blood cleansed of sins. Okay, now back to what I'm saying. So these people, instead of staying in their lane and being humble and realizing that they were deceived for like decades, right? So they're not exactly an authority on how to avoid deception, right? For example, the Catholic Church, right? You were in the Catholic Church for like 15, 20 years and you figured out that it's not great, right? So you left. And then now you think you're a genius. But guess what? There's non-Christians who know the Catholic Church is bad. And then, like, okay, let's say you were a Calvinist for 10 or 20 years or 30 years, and then you left that. And now you speak with authority on everything. It's like, dude, get a clue. You were deceived for decades. And now you act like you're a genius because you figured out Calvinism is a lie. Dude, like, I literally explained Calvinism to my Catholic friend. And literally in like 2 seconds, he was like, doesn't that defeat the whole point of the gospel? And I was like, yeah, it does. So, like, you don't have authority because you were deceived longer than people. Like, I wasn't raised Christian and I knew all about all these deceptions just from common sense. So, and then I'm not the only one, right? So just be humble. God bless.